Shalom, shalom. This week's Parsha is Parshat Toldot. And I want to take a look at what the Torah makes a point to tell us about the relationship that Yitzchak had with Rivka. And just from his side alone for this short video. And the Torah makes a point to tell us, specifically, starting from last week's Parsha, that Yitzchak, quote, loved Rivka. And to love in Judaism is a result of giving. Ahava has the word hav in it, to give, and he loved her and he was always giving to her and investing in her because of the love, which made his love always grow stronger. And we see this, examples of it, in our Parsha in Toldot, in the very beginning, where it says in the narrative that Yitzchak prayed to God because Rivka was an akara, because Rivka could not have children. And he was praying on behalf of her. He felt for her. He wanted her to be able to have children. This is unique. We don't see this with the other Avot. When Abraham wasn't having a child, he doesn't say that he went and prayed for his wife Sarah, or with Yaakov. Even Rachel had to ask him to pray on his behalf, and we don't see him do that. Not to say, we know, of course, that Yaakov loved Rachel. It actually says that in the pasuk as well. And we know, of course, that Abraham loved Sarah. It's not that they didn't love them, but there was something so unique, a sensitivity that Yitzchak had towards Rivka, that he really, really felt her pain, and he prayed to God so hard, not that he should have a child, but he prayed that she should be able to have a child, that she should be able to conceive for her sake. And that's what the pasuk tells us. And we're given other examples, which you can find for yourself. I'll just mention two things that I noticed out of a few, is that also we're told that when he had to go and he was afraid that Avimelech would want to take Rivka, or that the people around would want to take her because she was beautiful, he did like his father, and he said that she was his sister, so then, they wouldn't kill him. And this is the same exact thing that Abraham went through in Mitzrayim and also with Avimelech. And when Avimelech says, why did you do this, when he figures out that they were really married, you almost got me killed for this great big sin that I was about to commit. So Yitzchak says that the words that he used is because he didn't want to die on her. As opposed to when Abraham was asked, he said, I didn't want that you should kill me on this matter about my wife. And the difference in the way that it's said is notable, because we see also when Yaakov was recounting his life story at the end of his life, he says, and Rachel died on me. And we know that he felt really abandoned and alone in that relationship, that he loved her so much, and that he felt like she died on him. And Yitzchak is using these words, I didn't want to die on her, meaning that they would kill him, and he didn't want to leave her alone in this world. He worried more for her sake that he would be killed than for his own sake. And also we see that when Rivka had to come up with a story to get Yaakov to be able to leave after the whole switching of the blessings, and she didn't want to distress and to have Yitzchak be distraught by saying Issac wants to kill Yaakov, and she knew that would really, really upset him. So she tells a story. She says that it's time for Yaakov to take a wife, and that she was wanting him to have to leave to go to the father's house to find a wife. And the reason that she gave him is because if he would marry one of the women, like Issac took women from the neighborhood, and she said that katzti, my life would be cut short if Yaakov takes a wife like one of these wives that Issac take. She said Katzdi. You know why she said my life would be cut short? Because Rivka realized that if she said it for the sake of somebody else, it wouldn't be as much with the amount that Yitzchak loved her, that he would do anything for her. And he doesn't want anything that's going to affect her negatively, that was going to take years off her life. He loved her so much, and she knew that that was a sure bet. She knew it was a sure bet if she said, my life is going to be cut short because of this. And so she used those words knowing that that's what's going to make Yitzchak send Yaakov away. And of course, then he would not be killed by Esav. So all these things, and there's more, go to show us that there's a special, special, unique love that Yitzchak had for Rivka. And I think this is like really important because especially when learning these things, we tend to hear, about the avot, or as people I want to compare to great people today, always about the woman supporting the man and doing things for the man. But here we see that this is one of the avot, one of the greatest, one of our role models that there is. And one of the reasons why he's so great and a role model is because the way he cared and loved and would do for his wife. This is something that's very laudable, and this is something, of course, in a relationship you want it to go both ways. And there's a lot to talk about with Rivka, which I'm going to give a class on the Shabbat, and I wanted to tape, but I don't have the capacity to tape such a long video on my phone. But hopefully, maybe I will be able to do it in parts next week and share that with you, because there's a lot more to talk about on this parsha, and a lot of things to learn. And with that, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Stay tuned.